Well, I haven't been doing any really exciting riding lately, just commuting back and forth to work every day. So I thought I would talk about one of my other things that I've been doing. After about 20 years, I've gotten back into RC modeling. I love to fly, I get to fly enough, so this is a good way to do it. There's a great group of people here in our local club, so they got me back into it. I'm actually slowly learning how to fly again. Have a couple of things we put together, but I thought I'd just do a quick video on this one because it's a group project. This is a project that several of the club members are involved in. One club member had this model and didn't have time or space to put it together. I said, oh, well, I'm going to put it together and put the components together, but I don't want to fly it. I'm not quite that skill level yet. So we've got a really experienced flyer who does scale, and so this is a semi-scale model of B25-J Mitchell, and it's going to be the one that they're trying to put together. It's from, as you can see, from Black Horse Models. I don't believe they make this one anymore. It's an older model, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to put together, and it's almost ready to fly version. Now, I thought I'd show you the components of it that come in the kit, and it's a very, very well put together entire kit, put together originally in Vietnam, and everything you need to put it together except for a few components we'll talk about over here, engine wise and things are there. It's very, very nicely laid out. Hardware pack includes just everything that you could need to put it together, all the extra components. Now it can be run under gas or glow, or it can be run under electric. I'm going to use electric because it needs 0.25 cc engines, and trying to find those glow engines 0.25 nowadays is just about impossible. So good ones. So I thought we would just make it electric and go ahead with that. But even if we didn't, it comes with all the components that you need to make it into a fuel plane. Everything else is there. It has mechanical retracts, so I'm going to try those and see how they work. It's all set up for those. It's got all the rods and connectors that you possibly need to put things together, wheels, all the external parts. The hinges are CA hinges, and they're pre-slotted and ready to go. You just simply add the CA and make them work. And then everything is the components that you need are there in various ways. It was very well packed. Everything was in bubble wrap, and there was good protection in between. So it was really nice to have it come basically ready to use. And as far as construction, it's balsa and ply construction, and so it's actually really very strong, well done. All the connecting rods and those parts are in place, and they're already ready to be opened up. So it's really well made model, very strong, very light model, far better covering and things that I could do. Of course, then you need to do a little work once you get them, but it's in good shape. Wings, again, are all assembled. Everything's there. You have to, again, glue the flaps and aileron components, and, of course, add all of your servos that you need. And you can set up whichever engine you want. Components are all there for that form. Wire strings are in place, so you can pull all the cords that you need. Again, everything's there. Rear nice surface is there. I already started working a little bit on this one. Again, like the wires and everything you need are in the kit, ready to go. Really, really, really nicely done unit. So looking forward to putting it together. Now, things that I had to get, of course, instruction manual is really complete. It's just I pulled this one off the web, but it is, for a novice like me, it is really perfect. It's just step by step. Do this next thing, do this next thing. Everything's there, including things like how to wire it and set up for your servos that are going to be used for the retracts are exactly laid out for you. Things like how to put the electrics and wire the electrics, even if you want to use two controllers and one receiver. It's all set up showing you which wires you need to remove. It's really, really perfectly well done for a novice like me. And I thought we'd go through quickly the components that we need to buy. Of course, you need servos. Actually needs, let's see, 2 in each wing, 1 in the empennage. Then you need an elevator. So you need about 8 different servos. the slots, they're pre-cut slots that are already there for mounting. And to fit those slots, you basically need sort of one of these sub-micro servos. These are all sub-micro with metal gears because of the surface. And of course, if you're going to use the retracts, you can, of course, put electric retracts on it, but these are mechanical, so you need a good retract servo to go with it. Of course, you need a receiver for whatever system you have. Engines that I'm going to use the motors are going to be these electric E-Flights Outrunners. They recommend 2 different motors for it that you can only get maybe say on eBay or something. You know, they don't make them anymore. So these were the closest components that I could find that I think will work that are equivalent to a 0.25 glow engine. I'm going to use those. I got some batteries from Jetworks, which RC Jetworks, great little company, Texas, that provides batteries, high power batteries really for jets and turbos and things. So you got those. We're going to try those. We're going to try 2 batteries so that I can hopefully have a little redundancy. To match up with these E-Flight motors, it's got a 60 amp ESC from E-Flight as well, and components for that. And so I think those should hopefully work. These motors really only need about 30, I think, surge or so. So these will be more than enough, but a little redundancy there. Of course, you need other things. You've got to have Y connectors for various things. You need several extenders because you've got to run from the wings or you've got to run from the parts. I'm going to have to make up a couple of for the battery runs, but we've got those. And then finally, I guess, is the props on this one. I'm actually going to use a 3-blade prop, which is standard. But what's not standard is they're going to be counter-rotating, which on a scale on the real Mitchells, they weren't counter-rotating props at the time, but having flown twins, I kind of like the idea of counter-rotating. So it's not scale, but we're still going to make it work that way. And if we don't like it, we can reverse it, so we can have all this. So basically, those are components you need, standard things you would need for pretty much any electric twin that you'd have to add to. So I just thought I would do this one, seeing it all before we put it together, and then hopefully we'll get it together here over the holidays and get some images of it actually flying.